What's up, YouTube? It's your main man, AB the Hero, back again with another video. And today we are talking Utah Jazz, Charlotte Hornets recap. Your boy Melo went off. That boy Borrego made me proud tonight. He did something that showed me he got some guts. He showed me that he could think outside the box a bit. And let's just get into the video.
With my dude, AB the Hero. Well, we getting it down in the Boulder State, baby.
AB, way to get out on the lane. Way to get out on the lane. What do you thought about that, Jay? I like that. Yeah, I told you, he's a hustler for it.
Let's go. I'm out.
Hey, appreciate y'all subbing to the channel, hitting that notification bell. Let's just get that out the way. All right. Wow, man, what a night, what a night. Your boys, Charlotte Hornets, Utah Jazz. This was a game I was excited to see, right? I think that when you look at Melo and you get to see him match it up versus like the elite guards in the game, right? And I think that I was hyped about this game because not only did you have Donovan Mitchell, but I think Jordan Clarkson is a scorer, right? And you've seen that tonight. He can score on anybody. So I wanted to see if Melo could, like, you know what I'm saying, either what we've seen him do to smaller guards in the paint, really abuse that matchup, or, you know what I'm saying, stop him on the offensive end on both of those guys, right? And I feel like he had moments where he was able to do both of those things versus both of those dudes. But I think the shock of the night obviously was a starting lineup. Before the game started, if you watch the video that I posted with Borrego at the media availability, somebody asked him quickly, like, you know, will we see that lineup with Melo, Devontae, and Terry, you know, some in this game? He said, yes, you'll see that a lot. And I caught that. I caught him. He was kind of hype about it, but I didn't know why. I was like, okay, whatever, man. Yeah, we'll see it. I didn't know he was going to start the game with that, but we'll get into some more of that here in a bit, man. Let's get it straight into the game, man. But before we do that, I want to say, man, I appreciate y'all subbing to the channel. It means a lot. We've been growing, man. We almost at that 9,000, on our way to 10K, so I appreciate that love. Okay, so here's the funny story, right? I am watching the game, right, and they're doing the entrances or whatever, and I'm looking at the bench and I see Melo, and because in the pregame, your boy Borrego didn't want to say who was starting, right? He didn't want to say if PJ was all the way out. He didn't want to say if Terry was coming back. He didn't want to say who was going to be in the starting lineup at all. So normally what I would do is when he's like kind of vague like that, I would be checking the Twitter to see who they post as the starting lineup. I didn't do that today. I was like, whatever, you know what I'm saying? I already told y'all, once my dog Melo touched the starting lineup, he wasn't coming out. I said that to you when Terry Rozier went down. He's not coming out the starting lineup. It don't make no sense. There's no way it's gonna happen. That's what I said. Other people thought different. I said that to you. So I wasn't tripping. I already knew that he had to play Melo tonight in the starting lineup. So then I'm looking at the bench over there and I see Melo sitting on the bench. So I'm like, okay, that means they had the tunnel right there. Everybody's standing up and I'm like, all right, so Melo's starting. And I see Devontae, and then I see Terry over there stretching like and I'm like, wait, hold up. So I rush over to Twitter and I see this and I'm like, yo, hold on. My boy Borrego is on one tonight. He trying some new stuff. This whole entire season, he has been talking about how, you know, I'm testing the lineups and I'm testing the rotations and I want to see who playing with who. And that all has been coming off the bench. And I'm like, bro, where you're messing up right now is the starting minutes. Like, you're starting super slow. That's where you got to start testing stuff. So now to see that my dog balls seem now like they dropped a little bit and he out here like, yo, I'm a coach. I'm a head coach. What, for real? So I was like, all right, I was hype about that. So that's a quick story. Now let's get into the game. Okay, your boy Melo played, let me see, where we at? 39 minutes tonight. The most minutes I believe that he's played all season. Except maybe he played more in that overtime game, but I feel like 39 is right up there. 34 points. 34 points. Let me pull this up here for y'all, because they do this. Look, if you go here, it's a secret. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get your percentages, they will do this here. 51% from the field. 44% from behind the arc tonight. And 66% from the free throw line, but he shot 3, missed 1. So, you know what I mean? Whatever. That don't, to me, that don't count. It ain't as bad as that would make it seem. 8 assists, 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. 34 points, 50% from the field, 44 from behind the arc, 0 turnovers. And when I be telling folks, my dog should be in the All-Star game, folks think I'm crazy or think that I'm doing too much. But this is the type of performance that I believe you'll get from him in that starting lineup. Before we get back to the game, I want to show y'all here. Look at the recent games. 34 points, 22 points, 14, 27, and 16. We going 5. 3 out of the last 5. He's giving you 20 plus points with a 30-point outing. And truthfully, if you watch this game, he probably could have got 40, missed the 1 free throw, missed the bunny at the rim, and man, the boy, and look at this, man, on the 27% night, 80% from the floor, 60% from the, 50% from the floor, 50% shooting. Come on, man. Hooping lately. All right, let's get back to this game. It was a good game tonight, man. It was a good game. Well, let me say this. It was a good game for Melo. The Hornets, they started out hot. Then, towards the end of the first quarter, obviously, you start to make those adjustments. We'll look at the play-by-play and see who came out and who came in, winning all of that stuff here in a little bit. But you look here, 32 points for them in the first quarter. That's a good first quarter for this Hornets team, because they usually start super slow. All right, but let's get back here. Now we look at the minutes. You got Melo at 39, Terry Rozier at 36. The Devontae Graham injury in the second quarter hurt, because that small ball lineup was something that the Utah Jazz looked like they were not ready for. They did not expect them to go with that right out of the gate, and they could not handle that out the gate. So to see him go down when he did really hurt him, because and this is what's happening right now with this team, because they've had so many injuries, is that the lineup where Melo is in, I already knew once they got that figured out, that was going to be solid. But then it's like, who is the next lineup? Who's coming off the bench? You had Malik Monk, who was looking like he was going to be that guy who we needed. And you see tonight, he was 3 for 8, 0 for 2, 6 points on the night. Like, that super hot, streaky shooter that we seen the other night who couldn't miss, he was not here tonight, right? So the bench was a little bit lackadaisical. Miles Bridges, 2 points. He's somebody who looks really good, but he needs Melo out there with him, throwing them lobs, getting him in motion, finding him in spots so he can knock that down. What we seeing from Miles Bridges, he was knocking down threes for a while there in previous games, and now we see him jab stepping in ISO in the shooter 3. And we don't need that from him. He can knock it down, but we need him a driving kick in the corner and hit him right there. We need him cutting to the basket, throw him a lob, and let him get his points and eat that way. Then once he gets hot, then start letting him loose like that. But him right now trying to find his own shot is all bad at this moment. The Martin twins, 26 for the one, 5 for the other one. There was a point in the second quarter that I just did not understand, and I believe that Borrego started the second quarter with the 2 Martins twins, Gordon Hayward, Devontae Graham, and I believe Malik Monk. I think I wrote it down, and that wasn't the lineup. Hayward, all right, no, it was Cody, Hayward, and the 2 Martin twins and Devontae. That lineup was trash. And then he had to make the adjustments, and then we seen Devontae get hurt before we could go back to that starting lineup that looked really good with Melo, Terry, and Devontae. And that's what I really wanted to see. I said this in my last recap, that what I wanted to see to really judge this squad is when you have Melo and Terry in that starting lineup, what that looks like. What kind of start could you get off of that? And that looked really good. That looked hella good. One other thing I will add is that in the beginning of the game, we seen them try to take advantage of Terry Rozier in that smaller lineup, right? They just were taking turns trying to back Terry Rozier down into the post. And surprisingly, this Hornets team, even though they were playing small ball, rebounded really well and were able to contest most shots. But they started trying to do that. If it wasn't for Rudy Gobert getting into some foul trouble, Donovan Mitchell got into some foul trouble, and a few other players that really pulled them out of that, trying to like kind of back them down. And a lot of the quickness from them, they were helping a lot. But it's something that we've seen from this Hornets squad. They have struggled with big guys, whether that be on the offensive end, the big guys at the rim protecting it, blocking shots, or on the defensive end, just not being able to stop anybody. Joel Embiid was going off. Rudy Gobert looked pretty good at times tonight. Bam Adebayo. A lot of these dudes playing in Cleveland, and your boy JaVale McGee looked pretty decent. So they need to get a real athletic, big dude who can come in there and bang a little bit and help clear out the paint for them. Let's see. Let's go here. Your boy Gordon, you know what I'm saying? He had a pretty solid night, 25 points. Terry Rozier, a solid night, 15 points. I think that this is the wild thing to me here too. Your boy Melo, 27 shots. 27 shots. This is a tangent a little bit, but when folks talk about, oh, what if they bring Lonzo to the squad, like, who they both play the same position. That's what I'm saying. Melo is ready for this. Melo is ready to give you 27 shots a night. And Zoe is ready to pass him the ball. So that's how that could work. Do I really want to see that? I think it would be cool. I'm not sure. I want that at the moment, because I think that could be, I don't know. It could be a positive, but that also could be a really negative situation. Just on the development of your boy LaMelo, right? I think that the deferring and finding that system, I think it might be a thing. It might be a thing. But let me see. Bismack is somebody who I wish I could like pull up the analytics here for y'all to see how many points he got assisted on. So Bismack was somebody who came into the game 6 for 6 and was just catching Melo dimes. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody assisted on almost all of Bismack points there. There was a point in the fourth quarter of this game where Melo scored 9 points straight, then assisted one to Bismack, and then assisted another one to Terry Rozier. So it just really took over in that fourth quarter for this squad. And let's go to this part here. This is one of my favorite things to look at. Y'all know this. So we go here, we scroll down, and typically we see this is the mark that we go to look at. This here, right in this range here, right? 7-14 to about 6 here. That's where we start to see the first adjustments and substitutions for this Hornets squad. So here we see Miles Bridges entering the game for Cody Zeller, Malik Monk entering the game for Devontae Graham. And for me, this lineup looked good as well. This felt like same thing. You got Terry Rozier, you got Melo, you got Miles, and then you got Malik. I like that. That's a cool little lineup. They kept the pace going. It wasn't until you got to that place where you got to pull Melo out the game, and then you have just those guys trying to find the shot for themselves, where you just stop seeing the ball movement. I think that they ran a couple plays towards the end of that first quarter for Malik Monk once Melo was out of the game, and like I said, he just was cold. He just could not buy a foul tonight, and so that was a bit rough for him. But overall, man, I think that this Hornets team they look pretty good tonight, man. And your boy LaMelo looked stellar tonight. 34 points, 8 assists, 0 turnovers. 0 turnovers. As far as the Devontae Graham injury, for him personally, this is the worst time for him to be injured. It's the worst time for him to be injured, because if he miss a game and they run that starting lineup and it's Terry and Melo and they go off with Gordon, he's on the bench. I believe that this whole like, oh, I'm gonna play all three at the same time was the transition. It was the transition, because we seen moments in this game where it was the Devontae Graham show. All right, we pulling them out, Terry out, Melo out, and now you get to run the offense. You got Cody, you got the Hayward, you got Zeller. Let's see what you got. And it looked a bit lackluster. He can hold it down. My dog was hot. That's another reason why I was sad to see him go out of the game, because shooting the ball, he looked amazing. So being in that movement with Melo, and he can get facilitated too, and kind of get going and then start ISOing and doing his own thing. He looked good in that position, man. Let me see if I got, because I had to take some notes for y'all today, man, because on the count of sometimes I be doing these videos and then be forgetting half the stuff that I was gonna say. I don't understand. Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much what I got for y'all today, man. Let me know in the comments if you made it to this portion in the video. Is it over for Devontae, and as far as starting lineup goes? If he missed one game, do y'all think he's coming back? Do you think Borrego is still so hype on him that he'll run this 3-guard lineup again? Just let me know what you think. It's your main man, AB the Hero. We getting up out of here. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
No, not peace. Plus one, triple B's. We out.